Hey, what is up, everybody? Jeff Zimfer, the host of Mortgage Marketing Live. So glad you tuned in. Hey, if you don't know this, we are brought to you every single week. Mortgage Marketing Live brought to you by, the folks at the lovely podcast, Mortgage Marketing Radio. If you haven't yet subscribed, please check out mortgagemarketingradio.com. Wherever podcasts are sold, find purveyors of podcasts. And if you haven't left us a review yet, we'd love to hear a review. So that's number one. Number two, before we get started, also, if you haven't heard, the book is out. The book is rocking. That's right. You want to know about how to survive and thrive the digital real estate shift? You can go to getdisruptordie.com. The book is free. What? Free. Wow! That's right. I said free. You just pay for shipping. GetDisruptordie.com, or if you prefer, go to our lovely friends at Amazon, who now appear to also be in the pharmaceutical business. Okay, so without further ado, let me bring on one of my favorite peeps from Housing Wire. And as you know, we do a show called What's Hot in Housing. And Logan Matashami is one of my favorite housing data analysts, forecasters extraordinaires. Busiest man in housing data, aren't you? Yes, so welcome. Appreciate you being here. Said it was your fifth interview here today. You must be worked. What's up, Liz? What's up, Stephanie? All my peeps, shout out to you guys. So glad you are here. Logan, I want to start with the hot topic of the day, your recent article in Housing Wire, which is what the surge in COVID cases means for housing market this winter. Should we be concerned?
Not as much as we should have been a few months ago. What we've seen is that housing is very slow. Year-over-year growth of applications is still running 3% for 26 weeks. So what we're seeing is that there is rate of growth over the next few weeks due to some data. Due to COVID.
Hey, Logan, hold on 1 second. I'm going to remove you from, if you could double check your Wi-Fi stream or the audio connection. I'm getting a lot of background noise or crosswind. I don't know if you're at the airport, but check that out. Let me bring you back in. Yes, Liz, I see the audio. Thank you. Thank you very much. My audience keeps me honest and in focus. So let's give them a chance to readjust here. This is what it is with going live, folks. Sometimes you just got to pivot and adjust, but that's okay. I'll keep you entertained. Here we go. Want me to ask you guys a question? Bad echo. Yes, Mark. Thank you very much. And by the way, Logan, I can see you, so you just give me the thumbs up when you think you're ready. Is that a thumbs up?
You want to test?
All right, let's test it again. Give it another round. Go ahead.
It's better?
That is a bit better. Yes, better than it was. How's that? Try it. Keep talking.
Hi. How's it?
Yeah, it's still cutting in and out.
You know what? Let me try iPhone.
You want to try iPhone?
Yeah.
All right. iPhone, earbuds, disconnect, reconnect, whatever it is you want to do. This is where, in the old days on TV, they used to do this, stretch it out. All right, so let me pull you out of the view there for a second. Okay, so hey guys, let me ask you a question while we're here. Let's try one of these banners. What's your take on housing for 2021? What concerns do you have, right? What do you think interest rates are going to do? What do you think home prices are going to do, right? And how are you preparing for the new year? Echo. See, there's a delay between what you guys put in on the socials versus when I see it here. But that's okay. We like to have fun. All right. So what do you guys see for housing? What's your take on it? Are you bullish? Are you bearish? What do you think? Is it going to be another great year for us in housing? Better question. Are you prepared for the drop off in refis? Yes, those who live and die by the refi, right? I know some of you folks that I know, Liz and Kenny and Stephanie and others, you're getting ahead of the game and you are building the foundation for your purchase business. Okay? And that's a good thing. So now is the time, by the way, folks, for you to, it's funny. I was on a call earlier this week and we were doing a training session for a loan officer, and the loan officer said he was making calls to real estate agents, and one of the agents had a wonderful comment to him as he made the call, and the agent said, "Oh, you're calling me. Is the refi boom over?" So whether you're watching live or on the replay, by the way, if you're watching replay, just type it in replay. I'd love to know. Shout out to you if you're watching on the replay. Have you neglected your agent relationships? And of course, this is the month of gratitude. That is the theme for this month, is make sure you take time to appreciate those you those you appreciate most, all right? Okay, so we're waiting for a moment for Logan to dial back in. You like that agent, huh? The agent's telling it like it is. No punches pulled right there. Let me actually hop over to Facebook and see who this is saying this. 5 comments. An unidentified Facebook person. Okay. All right. Hey, where are you watching from? Which platform? Is it LinkedIn? Is it YouTube? Is it Facebook? I want to know. I want to know where my peeps are watching from. And don't forget, at this time of the year, if you want to be gifting a book to people, I'm going to suggest 2 books to you. Hold on 1 second. Stepping out of frame. And we're back. That gives you a chance just to read the signs there, right? But so there's 2 books I'm going to suggest. One of them is Exactly What to Say for Real Estate. This is by Phil M. Jones, who I interviewed on my podcast a couple of sessions ago. If you haven't listened to it yet, go check it out. Magic words that increase your influence and sell, right? Increase your sales. So check that out. And then, of course, if you haven't yet, check this book out. It's a wonderful gift to give to real estate agents, and you can have a wonderful kind of joint book study with it. All right, my guest is back. Let's bring him back into the stream. Logan, welcome back.
Good. How are you doing?
How are you doing?
Hey, look at that. Awesome.
All right, there we go. There we go.
Perfect. All right, let's pick up where we last left off, which is, should we be concerned about COVID and housing?
Well, right now the housing data is very, very good, right?
Purchase application data is running at 20% plus for 26 straight weeks. What I would be concerned about is just the rate of growth slowing down over the next few months. And if it goes from 26%, like we saw today, toward maybe 8 to 10%, don't be too alarmed, because we're in a much different spot today than we were back in March and April. Disposable income is still higher today. Savings rate is still high today. We're not as afraid of the virus as we were back in March and April. So housing should be fine. So if we get a little bit of a slowdown in the data, we'll be okay.
But do you think, I mean, you can't know for certain, but remember back in March, April, all that, when we had shelter in place. And of course, there's a lot of those discussions happening around the country right now, which has an impact on, real estate, the ability to, right, put up houses, have tours, people come through, conduct business. Are you concerned about that at all?
Back then, the fear of the virus was actually more powerful than the lockdowns. Naturally, when the stock market is falling, when the credit stress is rising, people didn't know what was going on. Really, after 4 weeks after March, the purchase application data stopped going down and went back up. So to me, it's very difficult to replicate the fear that we saw in March and April. So if we do get lockdowns, of course, there might be some people who just say, you know what, I'm just going to wait until January or February. But it's just not going to be the same as what we saw in March and April. The bond market is telling us that. The stock market is telling us that. The credit stress data is telling us that. It's just much different this time around.
Okay, interesting. You are a recovering mortgage loan originator, formerly, right? You've been through the mortgage support clinic and all that kind of stuff. I'm curious, what's your take on that with your loan officer hat on? Like, if you were advising loan officers, because I know you're very bullish on the market. We've talked before about you're all about demographics, and you feel very positive about the housing market for at least the next couple years minimum, right?
Yeah, years 2020 to 2024 have the best housing demographic patch ever recorded in U.S. history.
So if you're a loan officer, and I know I'm putting you on the spot here because the prep for this was awesome, but anything you're doing differently, also considering the fact that we're now dealing with kind of a more modern consumer with the millennials as well?
Loan officers are supposed to just really do one thing. Make sure that borrowers qualified, get them a pre-qual letter, and they've got to go on their own. If they're hesitating because of COVID, that's kind of on them. Now, other Americans, especially back in March and April, were buying homes. Why?
they weren't scared.
They weren't scared,
right?
They went out and got homes. They had no competition. Now,
if you're a
buyer out there, and some people are hesitant, consider yourself lucky.
It's just
we're in the market where we have inventory's low. It's the seasonal time during winter where inventory comes off. So
if you get a
little bit of less competition,
go for it,
right? Because remember, you're only buying a payment, right? Housing is the cost of shelter to your own capacity to own the debt. You're buying that payment.
Interesting. So you shared a chart recently in your article from, I think it was yesterday, November 16th. What is today? I don't know the world. So 2 days ago, the MBA Purchase Applications Index. I want to bring that up. I don't know if it's going to show pretty well. There it is. So what are you trying to illustrate with that chart?
That was before COVID hit. If you look at February's data, it was very good. In fact, that was one of the reasons why I thought housing was going to be fine this year. We had double-digit year-over growth all the way to March 18th. And then we had 9 straight weeks of negative year-over-year data. That's not going to replicate itself in the same degree that we saw. Index fell as low as 35% year-over-year. Nobody's going to feel like that this time around. But there are going to be maybe some people who can't purchase a home, who just maybe wait a few weeks. That's just not going to be the same as like we saw back in March and April. So be mindful that the data might slow down, but don't make anything more than that.
Okay. All right. Well, let me pivot a little bit, and if this is out of your realm of the comfort level for discussion, feel free to say so. But let's look at what's the big change happening in the country, assuming things move forward as they currently look like they're going to move forward regarding the presidency. That means what I'm trying to say there, I guess, is if indeed Joe Biden is ultimately the next president, we know he's got some big plans for housing. This is one I shared with Sarah was here last week. We're talking about this $640 billion investment for access to housing. And do you have any comments or take? I'm sure you've been getting a lot of these questions. What does a Biden presidency mean for housing?
It all revolves around the Senate.
There you go. Fair enough.
It's the power of the money or the purse really moves around what you could get away with the Senate. So if you are looking for these plans, you kind of want to see what happens in Georgia in the runoff. But I just don't know how much the Democrats can get past that the Republicans have the Senate. Disaster relief is one thing, but any kind of affordable program or housing program runs into the Senate, and usually something gets stalled out.
Yeah. Okay. What's your take then on another quick chart you shared recently about the builder sentiment? I believe this is.
That's housing data is just so wild that one of the things I'm trying to get people to understand is housing data is going to moderate. You don't see housing charts fall like a waterfall and just go straight parabolic in the same year. Housing data is at housing confidence at all-time highs. Housing starts are at all-time high. New home sales are at all-time high. Existing home sales isn't at all-time highs. So this data is just a reflection of the confidence builders because monthly supply for new homes are really low. So as long as monthly supply for new homes stays below 4.3 months, they're going to be happy. So just look at it in that light, and don't try to make it as there's another housing bubble. Look, we're all the way back at all-time highs. This market's going to crash. Kind of get away from those top reports, those bubble boys or forbearance crash bros. Not much economic gain.
I love the names you've got for them. The forbearance crash bros.
Yeah, you get these YouTube guys running around here talking about, home prices are going to crash 30-50%. Why? The forbearance.
Like, are you talking about grifting? Meet Kevin? You know Meet Kevin?
No.
Oh, you should follow. He's one on YouTube that's talking about all that. And then he'll have a course to sell you on.
That's the thing. You have to realize these are all more grifters trying to get attention. They're not actually economic data people. You could see this by how they write. So I thought this is the year that you just go after that group because they're just doing it just for clicks. So that's just their business model. Being wrong is actually part of their business model.
And controversial is when, yeah, and talking about the negative or the fear-based headline that gets the most attention.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, this is good stuff. So you're bullish on the housing market for at least the next, you said till 2024, right?
Think of it as housing's going to be very stable the next few years. I mean, the biggest housing demographic patch in history are ages 26 to 32. They're here. The buyers didn't kill them off. Mortgage rates are at the lowest ever. When mortgage rates rise, the rate of growth of data will cool down, but it won't collapse. So we're probably going to be around 6.2 million total sales existing in new home sales for the next few years. So it's a very stable marketplace.
All right, quick pivot then to a topic you're pretty familiar with as well, is the stock market. Any red flags you see coming from there?
I hate writing about the stock market or talking about it, but I've done so well this year that people ask me that.
Right.
Just remember, we're going to get pullbacks unless the economic data is really getting to recession. They're just pullbacks. Interest rates are going to be low. Fiscal policy is going to be very accommodative. Monetary policy is going to be very positive. And when we get a vaccine. That last 10 million people that are unemployed, we'll get them back into the workworkforce. So it's really rare to have economic data be stable and good, and then have like the market crash on you. So just remember that. The closer we get to the vaccine, when that bond market goes up higher, those are positive things. Don't look at them as negative things.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate your time. One last question though, and more on a personal note. Over your right shoulder there, did you paint that?
No, a friend of mine painted that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty rad, Jack Nicholson.
Very long time ago. Yeah. It's awesome.
Oh, really?
It's awesome.
Yeah, that's a great pose. What movie? Oh, I was just watching The Shining again with one of my teenage boys. He hadn't seen the movie, and I'm like, he's such an amazing actor. It's unbelievable.
Yes. Best of the best.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So for those who want more from Logan, remember, you go to Housing Wire, you subscribe, you go search his name. He's got a bunch of articles. There is the Daily Podcast. Is that what you're also part of over there?
Yes. 2-3 times a month. Yeah.
2-3 times a month. Yeah. You're on that show. So there's a daily podcast from them. And then there's like a Pulse, which is a kind of like an upgraded access to content, which I'm a member of and pay for it. And so you want to be informed. You need to be informed in today's market. Go over to Housing Wire, check it out. And I guess, hey, Logan, this is my chance to wish you a happy Thanksgiving.
You too. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Yeah, man. Thank you. And listen, everybody, one more thing before we close out. I always got to do it like this. Remember, if you haven't got the book yet, you can go get it for free. GetDisruptOrDie.com. I'll pay for shipping. And I appreciate you guys. If I don't see you out on the interwebs, you make sure you have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday as well. And I appreciate you tuning in. See you on the next one.